sit down, grab yourself a bottle of wine, a cup of coffee, whatever makes you happy, and let's chat about some TV, shall we? So if you're watching Nerd TV, you already know today is Friday, and on Fridays, we pamper ourselves. This week's mask is, I had to have it. I mean, it's a unicorn. I literally don't even know what this one is supposed to do. I just saw that it had a girl with a unicorn hat on, and it said unicorn peel off mask, and I had to have it. Let's see, it is yes to grapefruit brightening for dull and uneven skin. Vitamin C glow boosting unicorn peel off mask. I'm really disappointed it didn't come with a little hat like she has on, but you know, I guess we can't have everything. So I thought, you know, the sheet kind of went disastrous when I was, oh dear. So the sheet mask kind of went disastrous as I was talking and trying to drink my coffee. So I thought one of these would be better. Kind of weird. And you have to love it. I mean, my unicorn mask is all shiny and glowy. I mean, sure, if I went outside, people would think I was Powder from the movie. Let's start with YouTube first. Two really cute things I saw on YouTube this week were First We Feast on Hot Ones. They had Margot Robbie, and she is hilarious. Y'all, bless her heart, she does not eat spicy food like ever. On Wing 4, I mean, this girl looked ready to tap. It was hilarious. I'm not going to tell you if she made it all the way through. I am going to tell you that her face when she was eating these wings and then trying to answer the questions. I mean, poor thing. I'm surprised she even remembered the question by the time she was able to. I mean, there was a whole lot of water, milk. I mean, it was really cute. You should watch it if you haven't. The other good thing I watched on YouTube this week is I watched Shane Dawson's latest video. He basically tricks his friends into coming to a hotel room. They think they're investigating a murder scene. And in actuality, what he did is he bugged the room with 20 hidden cameras and then said, okay, now see if you can find them. And it was really frightening at how well these little tiny cameras can be hidden, and you can buy them right off Amazon. Give this a watch. It will give you some idea of if you go to a hotel or an Airbnb, you will be able to hopefully take a look at and identify if there are cameras, because the super frightening thing is Airbnb, those homeowners are allowed to have cameras. They're supposed to disclose them. And sometimes they think if they show it in the picture, that's gonna let you know, okay, well, there's the camera right there. Well, that's just the ones that aren't hidden. And they're just not allowed to have them in private areas like bathrooms and bedrooms, but all of the common areas, I mean, it is definitely well worth a watch. It's called Warning Signs with Shane Dawson, and it is on his Shane Glosson channel. I'll link it below for you. So TV, let's see. So we watched the first couple of episodes that are out for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This show is so funny. I absolutely love it. If you need something to just kind of help you unwind right before bed and get you in a better mood, get you laughing with just some silly humor, this is the show for you. It literally picked up where it left off. These actors are hysterical, especially the one that plays Captain Holt, Andre Bowman. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but the dry humor he has, I don't know how they get through the filming of this show without just falling on the floor laughing. I don't know how this guy delivers his lines, but he's amazing. Definitely give this show a watch. If you aren't already a fan, you will be, and you'll be binging all 8 seasons. Let's see, next up on TV, AGT had its finals. I love this show. So they're doing champions right now, where they bring back some of the champions who won other AGTs around the world, and they compete against each other. And so my favorites that are in the finals were Duo Transcend. They are a couple who, they have a trapeze act, and they really stepped up. I mean, they already, the things that they do are just astounding, but what they did this week is they did their entire routine, both of them blindfolded. I mean, my palms were sweating the entire time. It was amazing. Besides them, I love Marcelito Pomeroy. This guy, holy smokes. He sang Beauty and the Beast, the Tale as Old as Time song, but he can sing both parts, like the male and the female version. I mean, it doesn't sound stupid or anything. Oh my gosh. I've seen other people try to do this type of singing and they just don't quite pull it off. Like they can either do the high ranges great and they can't hit the bass, or vice versa. This guy's register is astounding. I'm pretty sure he can hit all of them except like the Mariah Carey range that's up here. But Marcelito is my personal pick to win. I haven't seen the finale show. I do think I have it recorded. I just haven't watched it yet. The Unbeatable is a dance group from India, I believe, and they competed. They didn't win. They were 4th place, I believe, last year. But this is a dance group of kids, and they are the most in sync dance group I've literally ever seen. They are definitely the best I've ever seen on this show. And they do a lot of really high flying acrobatic flips. Man, they just blew me away. They were throwing kids up in the air that were landing on bicycles, and they're throwing kids from the right, and as they're flipping through, kids from the left are like running across their backs in the air. It is amazing. Definitely. I'm sure it is on YouTube by now. You need to look them up, but it's V.Unbeatable. So my other favorite is the Sandow Russian Trio Bar, and it's basically 2 dudes that hold this bar that it's kind of limber. And so the girl bounces on the bar and then she like flings up in the air and does these flips. And I'm talking, these flips are crazy. And then she lands. It's kind of like whatever that bar is that the gymnasts like get up and do all these flips, and it's just like bar that doesn't move. Well, hers moves. And so what they did to up their game is she did her whole act. She doesn't have any pads under her. They had a board with 160 nails like poking up out of it. And then she does some of her act like over that. Then she gets off and just saunters up with this little torch on fire, lights all of it on fire and her bar. And then she like does, but you think that's all? No, this girl is gonna put on a blindfold and get back on that bar, finish the other half of her routine. I mean, I'm just sweating remembering that. Okay, other TV show, Ink Master. Okay, so this season is called Turf Wars, and basically they've got artists from like Midwest, West, East, and South, and they're all competing against each other. And you know, me being from the South, I really wanted to root for them, but the horse's butt that they have, that's kind of like the veteran who's the team captain, is Jason Elliott, and I freaking hate that guy. He is, But my favorites are Jimmy Snaz, Angel Rose, Frank Reddy, and I'm kind of liking Jarrell Larkin and Bob Jones too. I have no idea who my pick to win is for this one yet. I can't really pick between those. If I just literally had to sit here and say, all right, you have to pick one no matter what, I would pick Angel Rose. My second favorite, I guess, out of that bunch would be Jimmy Snaz, simply for his personality. This guy has got flair with a capital F-L-A-I-R. He always has like these crazy pants on, the little leather vest, and the biker hat. I mean, he looks like he belongs in that biker gang that's on Any Which Way But Loose with Clint Eastwood. He would just fit right in. So this episode, they didn't have a flash challenge. They went straight into an elimination tattoo where the different teams, each team got a canvas and they drew an element. And each person on the team had to tattoo the same person or canvas at the same time, something that had to do with the element that they chose. So Money Mike is on the South team, the one with Jason Elliott. And of course, they all decided on a theme of what they were gonna do for their tats, for their element. Well, come time to tattoo, Jason and Jordy just freaking changed what they were gonna do and left Money Mike out to dry. As a result, Money Mike's tat was awful. It was the worst one of that of everybody's, in my opinion. And Jordy was actually my favorite of the day. So after everybody tattooed, the top 2 teams were safe from elimination, and the bottom 2 teams basically had to duke it out to see who was going to go home. So what was hilarious is in round 2, Jordy, who was my favorite tat from the first one, actually had the one that sucked the most, in my opinion. But the second round, they had to do illustrative insects, which was picked by the top 2 teams for them to tat. And Jarrell actually was my favorite of that one. And I'm not going to tell you who went home. I love Ink Master. It's so interesting, and they always find a way to keep the show fresh every year. But this one I got into watching when Chris and I started researching tattoos, because we had finally decided, you know what, for 10 years we've been saying we wanted to get tattoos, we're gonna get one. So we actually started watching this show to kind of get an idea of what to look for in an artist, and we learned a lot. And now we're just addicted. Bandit, hey, stop chewing on your paw, we can hear you whining. On Netflix. So we are halfway through Sex Education. This show absolutely started out hysterical, and then it kind of I thought at first they were pushing some kind of agenda, and I was a little disappointed because I was scared they were going to go down the same road that Glee did, where Glee started out, it was a show about high school glee club that sang songs, and they were phenomenal, and then every episode was pushing a different political agenda, basically whatever was popular at the time. Ruined the show for me, and so I was scared Sex Education was going down that same road, but they kind of took an opportunity to broach a couple of subjects, and then they kind of brought it back to its hilarity. And it is a little predictable, but while the ending of where it's going may be a little predictable to me, how they get there is not, if that makes any sense. You cannot get a case of the zoomies while mama is recording. Okay? You're a silly puppy. You're a silly puppy. But one of the issues they kind of broached is sexual harassment. One of the characters was riding a bus, and she had made a birthday cake for another character, and so she's holding it while riding the bus. And there was a guy who smiled at her when she got on, and she was holding on to a little handrail to balance herself on the bus. And he kind of bumped up against her, and she kind of looked, and then she realized that he was basically rubbing one out and got a little on her. So then they kind of take her down this path of she's scared to ride the bus, she's seeing this guy everywhere, her friend convinces her to go and talks to the police about it. So I have been told my entire life I am not a typical female. I've been told I wasn't normal. But in my opinion, I think the writers had her overreact. In my case, I wouldn't be scared to ride the bus. And basically, her character gave this man power over her. Like, she was scared to ride the bus, so she was walking everywhere. She was seeing him everywhere. She broke up with her boyfriend. I felt that they had her overreact and they over-dramatized it, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean, if he had done that, I would have turned around and been like, yeah, dude, size definitely matters, and insulted the guy's package and probably elbowed him in the throat. Most likely. But that's just me. I react immediately. I don't react later down the road. I don't know where they're going with it. They had some of the other female characters kind of bond together with her over it. She seems to be working through it, but we'll see how it is. So another show on Netflix that I'm into, my best friend Steven told me that I should check out Lock and Key. It is based off a graphic novel. I have not read those yet, so I am watching the show completely clean slate as far as knowing anything about the show. I'm not really impressed. I'm about 4 episodes in. The first episode, I just felt like, okay, here we go. The father is murdered. Suddenly, the family goes to his ancestral home, which is a huge mansion in the middle of nowhere, and stuff begins to happen. And I was like, great, how many of these have I seen? So I watched through to the end. It did have a bit of a twist. So I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna watch a few more. So I think I watched about 3 more, and it is a little interesting. It's a magical house that the children are finding keys that unlock different doors and do different things. So I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. You know, maybe it's gonna go somewhere that I'm gonna enjoy. I'm not sold on it. I'm not really, oh, I just need to drop everything and go binge the rest of it. I mean, I got 4 episodes in. I was like, I'm kind of bored. I want to watch something else. So then I flipped over to Dracula because I still haven't seen that yet. And I believe it has 3 episodes. Those episodes are like an hour and a half long, kind of like Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock Holmes. So I watched one so we'll just segue on over since the jury is still out on Lock and Key. I'll try to get that one finished, probably slowly. So Dracula. I mean, how many times can we remake this, right? So I wasn't really excited about it. It had very low priority for me to watch, but I decided last night, you know, I'll give it a try and see what I think. And it was really rather boring for the most part. And then it got interesting towards the end. When Dracula reaches the convent, that's when things got good. And so unfortunately, that was towards the end. I am definitely excited about finishing this one, although I did hear from other people that the first 2 were great and the last one just ruined the whole thing. But I'm gonna give it a shot and see what I think about it. I think so to just be shallow for a moment, I think the reason that I'm not as into this rendition of Dracula is because I don't like the character I don't like the actor cast as Dracula. He just doesn't quite look the part to me. But I'll keep watching and see what I think. Maybe he'll change my mind come episode 2. So up and coming that I'm excited about. Okay, Disney Plus. So they posted a picture on Twitter of Emilio Estevez on the production of the series The Mighty Ducks. Dude, my childhood revisited. I have to watch this. I cannot believe how insanely excited I was when I saw this picture. Definitely can't wait for that to come out. I didn't see a release date for that one. Mandalorian season 2, October of this year. Can't get here fast enough. Oh man, that's probably my favorite series from last year. But the absolute winner of up and coming shows that I died when I saw this. Stranger Things season 4, did not see a release date, but they shared a 30-second trailer on Valentine's Day, and at the end, so it's in Russia, but at the end, guy turns around and it's freaking Hopper. Thank you, Stranger Things. Best Valentine's present ever. Oh man, I tell y'all, at the end of season 3, I freaking wanted to riot. I was raging, but I had hope. And I literally cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. I pretty much figure that the Russians kidnapped Hopper when he was there. I mean, was that a nice yawn? You feel better? You okay? Okay, so I felt like they kidnapped him. He didn't go through to the other side and come out in the one in Russia. But the one who I do believe came out in Russia, or maybe he did, is Daddy. Oh my gosh. I feel like they're going to bring him back and 11 is going to rip that one. She's going to rip him a new one, and I'm here for it. I'm so torn. On the one hand, I've got people asking me to vlog after each episode, but on the other hand, I don't know if I'm going to be able to not binge long enough to film a vlog after each episode. I don't know. Leave me a comment and tell me and give me your opinion, what you would like to see. Individual vlogs after each episode, like immediate reaction of that episode, or just wait and do all one. I decided since I decided for Nerd TV it would be appropriate to film in front of our Ghostbusters posters in honor of the third movie coming out this summer. Oh my God. I literally cannot wait for that movie. Finally. I mean, gosh, we've only been waiting like, what, 30 years to get the film that we've been wanting for 30 years done right. I mean, I refuse to even acknowledge the reboot that they came out with. That was freaking garbage. This film did not need rebooting. What it needed is exactly what we are finally getting, a continuation of the story. Which reminds me, okay, so all of the living actors agreed to come back for the third movie, except Rick Moranis. And I mean, I have just been telling my husband, he has to. And he's like, no, he declined. And I'm like, he's really gonna be the only jerk who says no to this? I'm like, no, he's gonna do a surprise cameo and everybody will be here for it. And so he announced, I wanna say yesterday on Twitter, that he was coming back to acting full time. And I sent it to my husband. I'm like, see, he's totally gonna come back. He is totally gonna come back. If he doesn't, I will riot. I will riot. I mean, I will go to his house and I will riot in the streets. I also saw on Twitter a kind of brief preview of, well, brief, vague, barely, one of those you almost see it but not really, just kinda teaser of Robert Pattinson's Batman suit. And I have no complaints. Look kind of cool. I like what they did with the Batman logo. However, they got up to here and they lost me. Robert Pattinson is a garbage actor. Garbage. I mean, I know everybody said the same thing about Heath Ledger and Ben Affleck. You know, everybody thought they were gonna suck, and Ben Affleck did, but Heath Ledger was hands down. He is the best Joker I've literally ever seen. However, I do need to say I haven't seen the latest one yet. I need to get to that. It just kind of came out at a time where everything was crazy in my personal life and I just never got around to it. I need to get to that. And Ben Affleck, okay, he kind of was he was kind of half garbage. He was an excellent older Bruce Wayne. Still sucked as Batman though. I mean, my favorite Batman were Christian Bale in the Dark Knight series and Michael Keaton. That's it. That's all. I will not give Robert Pattinson's Batman my money. Nope. He'll probably be a rental, if that. I'm definitely gonna wait and let some of my friends blow their money on it and get their opinion first. All right, guys, have a fantastic weekend. Drop me a comment below. Let me know if you're watching anything interesting. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel for more exciting content and face masks. And that's a wrap. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. I'll catch you next Friday. See you soon.